So recently on the old interweb there's been a lot of chatter about Thailand vloggers and Philippine vloggers for that matter. A few of you have reached out and sent me some AI videos that presented some stereotypes of Thailand vloggers, and to be honest I found them quite funny. So now that nobody likes Thailand vloggers anymore, I thought we could grab a coffee and have a nice uncomfortable conversation about it. If you are new to the channel, I'll let you know that the majority of my content has really been building our house, interviews with other expats on the channel, and really just me talking for 20 minutes on random topics and gabbing your head off. And as I often say on this channel, I'm just a dude in a hat wandering around a rice field most of the time. And so the plan for today's vlog is we will go through the different types of vloggers that I'm aware of. We'll also discuss the new law in the Philippines and whether I think it should be brought to Thailand or not. And then we'll conclude with the for and against arguments for the continued existence of Thailand vloggers, which is a word I dislike, probably just as much as the word influencers. So as I mentioned, you have vloggers like me, which I guess are expat, home building vloggers. But let's go through the other types of vloggers while I grab this coffee here. You've got your news readers out there that they take the stories every day from Bangkok Post or whatever, and then they read the news. That's how they're doing it. They're not doing it for fun, by the way. Anybody that's reading the news, I think anybody that's doing this on YouTube is not doing it for fun, is my honest opinion. If there was no financial incentive to be on YouTube, I'm going to tell you guys straight, as I always have done on the channel. I try and be as straight down the line as possible with people. It's worked well for me on this channel, but if there was no financial incentive, I doubt any vloggers would be doing anything. I don't think anybody would be reading the news to you every day just for the fun of it. Of course there's a financial incentive, whether it be the ad revenue or some form of integration, something like that. So you've got your newsreaders, you have your travel vloggers. Of course they incur quite a lot of expense as well. There's a lot of flights and accommodation. I'm not a travel vlogger, by the way, and I'm not a newsreader. I'll get to me at the end of this vlog, because obviously I don't want to be a hypocrite too. I count myself as part of, obviously I'm talking to you on the camera, I count myself as part of the problem or part of the phenomenon, whichever way you want to put it. You got your travel vloggers. I think Thailand, in terms of travel vlogging, there's not many places left to vlog, and those that are left that I know about, I wouldn't want to vlog. I've touched on this on the channel before, because I wouldn't want people to go there. So I've been there a few times in the past 4 years while I've been on this vlog, and I've never vlogged it. You then have the food vloggers, so you got all the foodies. They are often promoting Thailand businesses. Maybe I would check out a restaurant if it's been recommended by a food vlogger, somebody that's really into food. Do I think that's overdone? Do I think it's exaggerated a lot? Oh my god, this pad thai is so delicious, this is the best noodle. I think it's overdone. I think a lot of the food vloggers, I don't think they can be that excited about food. But then again, I don't know, I'm excited about some weird stuff. I don't know if I get that excited or animated. Do they have a right to do it? I think if the establishment lets them and it's a private business, or the street vendor is getting some publicity from it, obviously I think they should buy the food. I don't think you should get freebies. On this channel I've made a point of not getting freebies from hotels, not getting freebies from restaurants and things like that, so I can say what I want basically. Then you have your budget and cost of living vlogs. It has been commented that, why do all YouTubers do the same topics and the same thing, copy each other? There ain't that many topics that are worth talking about. And what makes something worth talking about? Well, of course it's a number of views it might get, or the amount of reach that it's going to have. A lot of YouTubers are just following the algorithm, right? So they're seeing what's hot at the moment and what the YouTube algorithm is going to recommend. And what is the algorithm based on? The algorithm's based on what people watch, what they're actually interested in. The algorithm is feeding the viewer. So ultimately it's the viewer that decides. The viewer that is clicking and watching is the one that is driving the algorithm, is the one that a lot of YouTubers are looking at and thinking that's the kind of content I'll make. So cost of living vloggers and budget vloggers, I assume there's a lot of people typing into the YouTube search engine costs of living. And then when that video gets a lot of clicks, and a lot of interest, YouTube then starts to push that to a wider audience, even outside of Thailand. And so obviously YouTubers think, well, if I'm going to make content, I might as well make something that's going to get a decent reach. And they do that. I do a cost of living vlog once a year, not only for the algorithm, because it's fallen out of the algorithm now quite a lot, but a lot of people ask in the comments. A lot of my content is driven through what people ask in the comments. So I often highlight people's comments because that's where the ideas come from. They've asked me a question and I'm answering that question. And some of the top questions are always like, well, how much do you spend every month? How do you make income? How did you build your house? These are the same questions you get again and again. So I answer those in the video, assuming there'll be some form of interest in them. Then you've got your relationship and dating vloggers. So I think there's some people that are dedicated to just dating and dating different girls as well, and featuring those women in the vlog. I've said before on the channel that if you are going to use the girls at the bars and things like that, that you should probably pay them, especially if a video goes viral. Like, they should earn money for that. I think there's a lot of vloggers that cover that in Bangkok, and maybe like these dates that they go on, pay the girl, like, so she gets some remuneration for the content. Something I've been talking about for 3 years on this channel is if there's any local person, they'll be paid. Maybe it's 300 baht, 400 baht, sometimes a bit more than that. Or we buy them some food or some whiskey if that's what they want. I'm not saying I'm the most perfect vlogger or that this isn't some kind of commercial endeavor. I make the majority of what I do from my main business that we have, which I think is a fully legitimate business. It's a registered company. I have a work permit for that company. I hire staff for that company. That's where I make the money. The rest comes from doing YouTube on the side. If there was no financial remuneration, would I do it? Probably not, because I count my time as valuable. I don't want to use my time to do something that I don't care about the street cred or the being known or the being popular or the being famous. In fact, I don't want to be known by people all around Thailand. And there's a lot of times where I feel like I don't actually want to do this, but I do it because as long as I've got viewers and followers that are interested in what I'm doing, and that has some kind of financial remuneration, of course I'm going to continue to do it, because that's contributing to the overall income of the farm and the people that I support on the farm. So it would be stupid not to continue it. You got your spiritual and wellness vloggers. I think it speaks for itself. I've just got a little list here. You've got your nightlife and party vloggers, so people that cover the party scene and stuff like that. Probably younger audiences watch them. You've got your financial vloggers that have the courses and things like that. They want to show you how to get rich, that kind of thing. I think you have your rural farming life vloggers, which I class as our family channel. So, which really was starting to document the build and document what it's like to live in rural Thailand. I think that I have some experience, considering I've been here for 15 years. I think that gives me a little bit of qualification, and the fact that I speak Thai, I think it gives me some qualification to be able to speak on some topics, not all topics in Thailand. I think some of the reason that people get pissed off with vloggers is that they can come across as very know-it-all, and they've not been here a long time, and some of the people that watch these vlogs have been here 20 years, 30 years, like they've been around the block, they know this stuff. And they don't want to be told by somebody that's been here for 2 weeks what's what and how things are. You'll notice on this vlog I've always refrained from giving visa advice. I haven't told you how to do a work permit, even though I got it. I haven't talked about the DTV visa, and I haven't given tax advice other than to share about what I do with my personal tax situation, which I always put heavy disclaimers in. Don't follow me. I'm just sharing what I do. Which reminds me, if you are in the market for a VPN, don't forget to use my link below in the pinned comment in the description for 4 months extra on Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN that's going to protect your privacy online, but more than this, it has a number of useful features. If you travel a lot like me and check into many different hotels or visit many different restaurants, and you're constantly connecting to a different Wi-Fi, Surfshark VPN has an alert system to let you know if that Wi-Fi has been compromised. Also, don't forget, at any point you can become subject to price discrimination depending on where you search from in the world. Surfshark allows you to change your location in the top right hand corner and make sure that you're not being discriminated against for prices on things like accommodation, hotels and car rentals based on your location. Depending on which country that you're watching from, different content can also be blocked or unavailable. Surfshark is going to allow you to get access to usually restricted sites. In a similar way, you can access different Netflix libraries from around the world. So if you're bored of your libraries at home, use Surfshark VPN to get access to different libraries and increase your viewing variety. Use code word NakedGuru, download the app, or go to www.surfshark.com/NakedGuru for that offer. And the best thing is, it's a money-back guarantee, so if it doesn't work out for you, you get your money back. And then finally, I think that leads on nicely to the other type of vlogger, which is the expat lifestyle vlogger, which I guess I would come into under this Naked Guru. I'm really kind of vlogging my own life, or if not on this channel, I'm interviewing people that have moved here to Thailand. This actually serves two purposes for me. Obviously, these people all consent to being interviewed, like they're happy to have the camera there and chat with me. The two purposes it serves for me: it gets me off the farm. It's my social life, because believe it or not, guys, I don't have any social life at all out here in rural Thailand. And of course, it's content for the vlog, keeps the channel going. So these are really the two focuses of my channel as an expat vlogger. It's me talking on the camera, or it's interviewing different couples. Because obviously now one of the hot topics is the new rules in the Philippines about vloggers and vlogging, the aptly named NPC Circular 2025-01, which I think has all come about because some vloggers were very irresponsible and they were doing stupid stuff and filming other people. And you know, maybe it's about time, maybe it's not. I suspect the answer to this is somewhere in between. I have heard some people come out and be like, yeah, I'm definitely for the idea of not being able to film in public, which I think a lot of my American friends would disagree with. Simply because I think it's a constitutional right there. But I'm also kind of like, I'm for and against it, to be honest. For me, it doesn't really affect me because I don't film other people. Like, I film myself, or I film a couple that I'm interviewing. However, I don't think people should have a camera waved in the face. I don't think they should be a focal point of a video if they didn't ask to be, or they didn't want to be, or it wasn't agreed prior to the video. But I do believe that if you're walking down the street talking and there's people in the background, then I think it's completely fine. So my view, although it may not be popular with everybody, I think people are quite militant on this. They're like either all for it or all against it. It's somewhat in between. Should there be some rules? I think that there should. Believe it or not, I actually don't like to have this camera like and walk around with it and stuff. If you see where I'm sat, I stay away from everybody. Because I'm quite sensitive in that they're hearing me blabber on. Blah, 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 blah. That's something that they don't want to hear. But they come out for a nice day, they don't want to hear me blabbing on about something. So I think you have to exercise some etiquette and like be as non-obnoxious as possible in public. As I've said before on the channel, I film about 40 minutes of our life every week. So although it looks on camera, oh, this guy, he must just like think about content and edit content and post content for his whole life. Cumulatively, it probably takes me about 10 hours a week. The rest of the time I'm working on my other business, I'm spending time with kids, and I'm doing the garden and I'm doing other stuff. So it's for me, for those 40 minutes, to be as least obnoxious as possible is probably for the best. The new law says blur or mask faces of bystanders, especially children, which I think is fair enough. Provide clear notice and transparency before filming. Register with the National Privacy Commission if you're earning income, and then failure to comply will have fines and things like that. So should this be brought into Thailand, which is a topic of this vlog, clearly like the two are linked. I don't think it's any accident that there's some people that are starting to get quite annoyed with vloggers or start to criticize vloggers online, which I think is fair game. And that you have this law coming in the Philippines of protecting people from vloggers. I think it's all part of the same fundamental thing. Should there be a separate registration for all vloggers? I don't know. I think that probably gets a little bit complicated, guys. Like, what if you're travelling in for 2 weeks and you're just filming yourself as a couple, nobody's in the background? I think vloggers just got to be careful. Don't put anyone in the background. Don't put anyone on camera that shouldn't be filmed. If you can avoid it. I think they should take that onus upon themselves as a duty of care, of their own self-respect and their own etiquette. In the village, when we film, people jump in to get on the camera because they watch the channel, even though they don't understand a lot of the English. This is on our family channel. and they want to see themselves on the channel. It's quite the opposite in the village. I'm just speaking from my anecdotal experiences. So should they register? Maybe you could have a register for, like, if you're on long-term visa and you're going to be vlogging, you're going to be monetized, as long as that registration doesn't turn into some kind of scam. So I wanted to go through also a few arguments for and against, because I get the topic is nuanced. Like, if you don't get the topic is nuanced, you're not going to like this vlog, because people are either on one side of the aisle or on the other side of the aisle. And even somebody that's on YouTube myself, I feel like I'm in the middle of this. I actually understand why people don't like vloggers, and there's a part of that in me, which sounds weird. And yet, when you meet them and you get to know they're alright, like, I can understand why people do like vloggers. Or if you are interested in the content and you need the information, I can understand why you do like vloggers. The first pro for vloggers is to inspire and educate. So maybe you're going to see a location or a lifestyle that you weren't formerly exposed to, that you saw in a vlog, and you're like, actually, that opens up an avenue of potential for me. A lot of my subscribers are older. Many of them already live in Thailand. I try to be my own voice, but also a voice of them as well, to echo some of the things that they raise on the channel. And so I think my channels have been inspiring and educated over the years I've done them. Have I made content just purely for no educational, no inspirational basis? Yes. Like, generally I try to keep to a schedule of one vlog a week, and hopefully they are inspirational and they are educational. You can decide that in the comments. Try and keep it real, and you see that in the comments. The other one is cultural exchange, and I did see it commented that it should be Thai people talking about Thailand and Thai culture. It's not for foreigners to talk about Thai culture or how Thai culture is. I think if you are going to talk about it, you have to use words. My vlogs are full of words like maybe, sometimes, often, these kind of words that leave it open to not overgeneralization. And I think that, yes, you can give your point of view on something. Remember, a lot of these Thailand vloggers aren't talking about Thai culture in English. But being a know-it-all on Thai culture and suggesting that you know everything about Thailand, especially if you've not been here a long time. I often say I've been here 15 years and I still don't know everything about Thailand. People that have been here a lot longer than me that know even less about Thailand, from what my experience anyway, being here. Nobody should proclaim that they're an expert on something unless they really are, like the legal vloggers. I think the legal vloggers are pretty much experts in their field on law, and they're qualified to talk on the law. I'm qualified to talk about my experience because it's my experience. So I think I'm pretty qualified to talk on what I do day to day and what I think. So, and that's the content that I offer here. So then there's the economic benefits, of course. So you're bringing in people to come and visit Thailand. I'm not sure I do too much of that. A lot of people that watch my vlogs and the stories of different expats around Thailand, they don't even care about coming to Thailand. They're just interested in other people's lives and opinions on things and how their lifestyles are. They've got no intention to come and live here. And so I don't know if my vlogs really promote places so much as just kind of give an insight into my life with my wife, my kids on one channel, and then the other expat lives on another channel. So I don't know if I fall under that bracket of helping tourism. I don't think I do. So now let's go into some of the arguments against Thailand vloggers. One of these arguments is to encourage superficial or disrespectful tourism. So I have talked on the channel quite a lot about people constantly projecting positivity and, you know, everything's great, everything's fantastic, everything's so wonderful, when actually life isn't like that. There's a lot of negativity. A lot of these people do suffer from depression and anxiety and different issues that would be best presented, I think, on the channel so other people don't feel inferior. And then, you know, disrespectful tourism, well, what is that? I'll let you decide what you think that is. And so another negative is spreading stereotypes. So people have this kind of one view of what Thailand is. Spreading stereotypes about Thai people, stereotypes about how Thailand is, how other expats are. There's a lot of stereotyping out there. It happens, I mean, particularly in the expat community, there's a lot of, you know, Thai people are robbing people, or the bar girls are always going to rip you off. Thai women are this. If you look back, I've tried to make the case that Thai women of a certain population in the kind of industry that a lot of people talk about are a very, very small percent of Thai women. The majority of Thai women are just business women, doctors, nurses, teachers, doing normal jobs. I guess that's an example of like spreading negative stereotypes. Then there's causing friction with locals. So are you painting a picture of how locals are that is not true? Are you infringing on their privacy? I have to say, in most of the time that I've done stuff, filming the parties and things like that, it's been very welcomed in the village. They want to be on camera. I don't think we've ever had somebody that said they don't want to be on camera. We obviously asked. Damo films a lot of the village stuff, so I don't, but she usually says, you want to jump on and have a chat. But one of the main issues, of course, is glossing over the real, when you're saying life is great and it's so cheap to live here. I've done a vlog recently about how I don't think it's cheap to live here anymore, and how, well, it is cheap, but it's just not dirt cheap. It's not $800 cheap. And so you're selling the lifestyle of this is an amazing life, but yet there's poverty underneath, and you're not capturing the real stories and the real struggles of the people around you. So maybe it's oversimplified, that kind of thing. And then finally, privacy concerns, which we've touched upon in the law in the Philippines. So, which is something that, because this law is changing, to be honest, I didn't think about it much before. But now going forward, I'll be thinking about that a lot, about backgrounds and where I'm sitting and stuff. And maybe it's for other vloggers to also consider that and start changing the content and the way that they make content, even if there's no law in Thailand, to change the way they think about and make content in order to better protect people's privacy. So that's my view on that. So I think I've covered today's topic as honestly and openly as I possibly can. Of course, there are good points and bad points about everything. I think that this could be a very nice learning curve for a lot of Thailand vloggers. I can personally understand the animosity, and I can understand how all vloggers get grouped in together. Although I would say there's quite distinct differences between us all. We're all very different people. We all produce very different content. The focus of our content is quite different. I think if you did away with all vloggers, YouTube might be a bit of a boring place for some people. Like, I've got subscribers that check into this channel, I would say, like, religiously. They watch every single vlog. I see you in the comments all the time. And you also have to remember, not everybody is in the same position as you. So I have a lot of disabled subscribers that actually watch from hospital beds, believe it or not. I've got one person in Singapore that, I don't want to go into the details, but they're stuck in a room the whole time. So basically, like, vloggers give them kind of a window to the world. Of course, it's your prerogative as well to decide whether you watch or you don't watch. It's my prerogative to decide whether I watch some of the financial YouTubers, or who I decide, who I like, who I resonate with. If I don't resonate with them, generally I won't try to complain and be rid of them. I'll just not watch them. It's my viewership that gives them the ability to make the content. So the decision is always on you. And you can decide what content you like, what creators you like in the end. And I think you've got to treat everyone on an individual basis. I don't think it's as easy as lumping everybody into a bucket and going, all Thailand vloggers should be, this should be done. I mean, to me, to be honest, guys, it doesn't matter either way. As I've said, if YouTube ended tomorrow, I would just get on with my business and get on with my life. In fact, to be really honest with you, it would be a bit of a blessing in disguise, I think, because YouTube ending for me would just mean I don't have to be on camera anymore. I'm not really a camera kind of person. As I've said, I'm not in it for any kind of publicity. And there would be like a blessing in it, in that it'd be like, okay, you're done with that, on to like your business and maybe some other new projects. And as I've said, it might actually come to that. At some point, my business is taking up more and more of my time. Certainly, if we decide to do something else, then that would take over time from YouTube. But while I'm motivated and while people are watching, I'm happy to create these videos and chat with you and check in with you and show you different buildings and projects around Thailand. If you stopped doing YouTube, nobody would notice. About 3 weeks later, after your channel closed down and was deleted, you'd be watching something else. All your subscribers would be watching something else. But in general, there'd be no big loss, and the world would go on without another Thailand vlogger. Anyway, take care, guys. It's been nice chatting with you.